Hey everybody, it's Brooke. I hope you're having a fabulous day. My friend Elizabeth and I went on live yesterday and I tried to show how to make this cute little pocket. We had some technical difficulties and, well, I took a beating for how long it was taking me to make a pocket. So I thought that I would come on, do a recording so I can show you how fast and easy it really is. Apparently talking and crafting at the same time is not necessarily my strong suit. Okay, so I showed these on my Instagram, I think last week, and I had a ton of people ask me how to make them. So it's super fast, super easy, and it's basically with scraps. What we have is an envelope. I used a window envelope because I had it, and then there's a pocket in the envelope, and I just took a piece of paper and folded it up. This is from my Peter Rabbit digital kit, and use one of the little tags or tabs on the side. Oh, and I printed it upside down. Oopsie. Well, this bunny's standing on its head. Cool. So that's just folded up and stuck in there for more writing space or for putting in more photos. You can use this pocket for whatever you want. And I've just got it lined up in there so the cute little watering can shows. And I was hoping Peter Rabbit's butt would show, but it didn't. But that's okay, because you could glue something on that page that would show through the windows or leave it the way it is. I like how that looks. And then when you open this guy up, on this side, just a little bit of decoration and layering, stuff that I had lying around. This image came from the Graphics Fairy, and I dyed the envelope using vinyl doilies. And then on this side, there's a big giant place to journal or whatever you like. And then when you close it up, this is another piece from the digital kit, scrapbooking paper or whatever you got laying around, junk mail. That'll all work, anything you have. So that's the whole idea. And you can either, if this was your journal, you could stick this on the edge of a page and paper clip it, and that way it can come off and do stuff. It would open up that way. You could bind it into the middle of your journal if you're making your own journal. This could get glued down on a page, so you'd lose that back space, but you'd still have all this space for writing, and this space, you'd still have the pocket, and if you glued it on, say, these two sides, you would have a fabulous tuck spot for more stuff in behind. That's great English. Behind it. Or you could just tuck it into a pocket, or it could be your entire journal. Sew 3 of them together, or 6 of them together, and make a journal out of these. But it is a great way to use up some scraps. So, in the interest of time, I'm just going to get chopping. Margie and Sue, this is for you. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. I'm going to keep it there as a reminder, because again, talking and crafting may not be my strong suit. So I've got this envelope, again, just an envelope that I had that was coffee dyed, and it's got 2 windows. Don't have to have windows, don't have to use an envelope. Use junk mail, use a junk mail envelope, whatever you got works. This is, again, one of the pages out of my kit. My printer has taken to spitting blobs of ink, and I don't really know why, but that's okay, because we'll still work with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is flatten out the flap here, and I want to make... Actually, you know what? I don't. I think I want to use this one. Let's use this one instead, because I've already torn it. So what's going to happen is this is going to be on the back, and so it'll flip over that way. But I want the bunnies to be in the picture, so what I'm going to do is... This book underneath is just my blue book. It's a nice big book with scuba diving pictures, and I use it for slapping glue on. So we're going to do a little tearing, and you could cut if that makes you happy or whatever. Guess we could go ahead and put the envelope up here, huh? Might make it a little clearer. So we want to tear it right about there. See if we can get this remotely close to even. Again, even, not my favorite. Straight, nope. Not about that. If I didn't do it everything on an angle, maybe things would end up straighter. I don't know why I do that. Alright, let's just give this a tear. I have a beautiful metal tearing ruler that my friend Peggy gave me, and I can't seem to put my hands on it at the moment. Alright, I really like how the stitching looks up here, so I'm going to go ahead and tear a little bit off the bottom to make it the right height. So if we turn this way, you know what, actually I think I'll go ahead and glue it first, and that way we'll know that it's, you know, roughly the same height. It'll make it a little easier, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this flap. I'll open that up so you can see it a little better. So I'm just putting glue on the outside of the flap, making sure to get the edges and what have you. I'm going to close it up for lining up purposes. And then I will line up the top. I just glued myself to the envelope. Good work. Just lining that up. Give it a good smush. Use my handy dandy library card scraper. Did I just put my big giant noggin in the camera? Sorry if I did. Okay, so that's good and attached, I think. Oh, and I glued it to the glue book as well. Nice work. Okay. Then I'm going to tear it this way to get it to be the right height. That would probably be a good time to close this, huh? Alright. Go a little slower. There we go. Perfect. That makes me happy. I didn't put the glue lid on my glue. You can't be wasting glue these days. Okay, so there, back piece is done. Poof. And again, scrapbook paper, magazine page, junk mail, whatever would work there beautifully. Okay, so this is the side where we're going to put the little flip for writing on, should that be something you wanted to do. And I have this coffee dyed pad that I think will not be tall enough, so we'll tear two pieces. Oh, my stomach's growling. I hope you can't hear that. Good grief. And I want it to be just about as wide as our envelope. That'll work. So we'll do this piece. A little narrower, but you know, in that ballpark. No exact measurements, because it's going to depend on the envelope you're using. And my friend Margie told me that envelopes come in different sizes because she's a brat. I love the holes, and I use them quite often. Actually, you know what? I might go ahead and use them. I like how they look. I like how the lace pattern showed up here, and I love these stripies. We'll actually end up turning this paper around so that it's all going the right direction. Alright, so this is going to give us about the right size. Tear that down. Put this over here because that's a good scrap. Okay, so what we're going to have is we want to cover this side up. So let's see, maybe what do we want to do? I kind of like that. So we could do this as the base. Fold that down. So I'm just folding it so it's the same height as our envelope. Did I say envelope or envelope? I think I go back and forth. We had a long discussion about vase or vase yesterday. Yep, that's what the topic of the day was. So if that flips up, we want it to go this direction, so it will be. Let's see. Oh, I like how that looks. I like that a lot. Do we want to cover the whole thing? It doesn't really matter. None of that matters. That's just messing around. Actually, I'm going to tear off a little bit of this. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, half the time I spend just messing around, making decisions like that, scratching my nose, you know. Okay, so I'll save that one. I like that little piece. So then to get this one going this direction, that's what I like. Yep, so we'll put some glue on this flap. That needs to go on that way. Ooh, and look at that. Nice. That makes me happy. Put my glue book back over here. Upside down, the bane of my existence. Yep, that's the right direction. So we will, oh, and look, once again, I will glue this page to the glue book, won't I? Haha. Sort of defeats the purpose. And I did it, but it came up. Cool. All right. So just give it an extra little smush. And yeah, it's all kinds of different sizes. And you know what? That's just fine. We've got a little excess hanging over here. We've got too much on the bottom. It's all just fine. We can take care of that. I might have to break out the scissors. Oh my. So we'll just check how that's sitting. Excellent. A little too wide. See where this is? It may, this little bit hanging off may interfere with the flap. Oh, no, it would appear to be okay. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to tear. I'm going to try to tear 2 layers. What? And that is sticking out a little more than I want it to. It's not a big deal. Definitely could leave it. Whatever makes you happy. But I'm just going to take my scissors and not cut a straight line, because that would be silly. Alright. Put the cap on my glue again. Guys, you gotta keep an eye on me. Okay. So I love this. I love the holes. I love this pattern. I love the crispy edge. It just makes me happy. So we can center it. I tore it a little short. Don't care. Not a big deal. And what's going to happen is when you open it up. Oh, I did it upside down. No, I didn't. Ha! Fixed. Not upside down. Huzzah. If you want to make it go all the way to the bottom, you just move the fold a little bit. So, actually, it's fighting back. So here's what we can do. We're going to glue this flat. Whoops. Craft-a-lanch. Sorry. We're going to glue this piece down. So let's go ahead and put glue all over. Let's turn the page and put glue all over this guy. Ooh. Okay. So I want to make sure to get the edges. This is going to get sewn. And so I'm going to pay more attention to the edges than I am to the center. But the more glue stick you get down, the flatter the paper will glue down, and hence a smoother writing surface in the end product. Okay. So we'll do that. And look, I'm lifting it up before we glue anything to it. Making sure we got our numbers going the right direction. And I'm going to line up the paper with our back piece. Just like that. Little overhang down here. That's okay. That's what scissors were made for. I do a lot better with my measuring whatnot when it's glued down instead of trying to eyeball it beforehand. I'm not very good at sort of gauging things by eye. So then I'm going to fold it to make it also even with that back page. Or, that's the back page edge there. We'll turn it back the right way. Do some smushing with the bone folder. Again with the glue cap. Brooke. Gosh. Okay. Get that mushed. Love it. Get that little Sydney hair off there. Rent a doggy. And then when you open it up, look at all that yummy space for writing. And you can decorate it. You can leave it the way it is. You can do whatever you want. Because it's your little envelope tucky thing. So I'm just going to go through the mechanics of it. And leave the decorating. I don't know if we have time. Maybe we'll decorate. So I'm just trimming off that little bit that was sticking out. Don't need to. At this point, I'm going to... Oh, actually, you know what? You guys can hang out with me. Let's see if we can get the sewing machine over here. As I determined yesterday. You can't really see it, but I've got my machine set on... my machine set on a zigzag. I've got my stitch length set to 3 because if you use a longer stitch length, you're not punching through the paper as many times, so it kind of keeps the integrity of the paper. And I'm just going to start up here for no reason. I want to. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to sew it now because I like to decorate it before I sew. That way, if the decorations are on the edge, they get sewn too. So if you wanted to, you could certainly go ahead and I just open it up and stitch all the way around all 4 sides. Now or later, does not matter. Personal preference. So that is that. We do have some hanging out below. Can you guys see that? So I will take my chopper again and just... I'm using scissors, unsupervised. What? Okay, now what we're going to do is just cut off a sliver on this side to open up our envelope. Getting out the cutter, the big guns. Okay. So all we want is the tiniest little bit. Probably would have made sense to do that first, because now our back page is going to be too wide, huh? Easily fixed. Wow, I was cheap with the cutting. And a lot of times when you dye an envelope, the glue gets disturbed, and that's fine. We can just go in and give that a little squirt of whatever kind of white glue you have, or liquid glue that you use. I would recommend using a liquid glue rather than a glue stick for that, because that's going to be a little bit of a pressure point with stuff coming in and out of the pocket, and glue stick may not hold for all of eternity quite as well as a white glue. I actually got the pin back in the bottle. Yay! Alright, so this opens up, so we have our fun little pocket there. I need a new blade in my cutter. It's great. Yep, and so we've got a little bit more of an overhang than I would like. And again, just using my scissors, give it a little bit of a haircut. Not too much, not too bad. Personal preference. Don't have to if you don't wanna. Okay, so there's that. Let's get our chopper out of the way. And the last thing that I'm going to do, so there's our pocket. The last thing I will do with that is take my circle punch. And again, this is purely, gilding the lily. You don't have to do this part. But I'm going to make a thumb notch right there. And poof. There you have it. That is the basic mechanics. You could also do it this way. These pieces should have been glued the other way if you wanted the envelope to open that direction. But that, again, you can make the windows be on the top or the bottom, top or the bottom, whatever you like. But now we have our envelope with its little pocket. This whole space, guess we better glue that closed while we're thinking about it. So this is where the envelope would have sealed, because the flap is underneath here. So I'm just going to put a little dot of glue, and I'm going as close to the edge of the envelope as I can, so I don't lose too much space. I'll go ahead and close that. Give it a little push down. So that makes, I guess you wouldn't really have to do that because things aren't going to try to jump out of your envelope. Can I get the pin back in my clear glue? There we go. Okay. So that is now glued shut, so our pocket has a bottom. And here's our big journaling space. Love it. And then when you turn it over, there's the back of the whole shebang. So cute. And I love these bunnies. I still say these bunnies look very naughty. So that is the bones of how to make one of these little envelope tucky things. I said yesterday, if I knew where I got the idea, I would certainly give credit where credit is due. But I'm pretty sure that I just took ideas from other people making these envelope things, and I combined a couple of them and came up with this. But if it was your idea first, I'm so sorry. Put a comment down below and I'd be happy to give you credit. Okay, guys, so yeah, it doesn't take that long. Margie, Neener, I think about 15 minutes. And if you're doing it without talking, you could probably get it down to 5. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Hope everyone is staying safe and staying well and staying home. I love you all. Please click the like button down below. Subscribe if you would be so inclined. And share this video with someone who might enjoy making an envelope pocket. Bye, guys. Love you.